see any other council?
You gotta do the obligatory, tell them to turn their phone down.
Okay, we're gonna. Ashley, is this on?
Yeah, it's on.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's ceremonies. Can't hear it? That's unusual. Before we start, could everyone turn their cell phones on vibrate? Good afternoon and welcome to today's ceremonies. Could everyone rise and we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Before I get started, I'd like to recognize a few guests in the audience. Councilor Morabito, Councilor Powers, Councilor Artaguanasso, School Committee Woman Stacy Rizzo, School Committee Michael Ferranti. And I'd like to, so I don't forget, thank the Credit Union, John Kingston, for the refreshments, and the Mayor's office for all their help, and the coffee and the water. Thank you. Today is a very exciting day for the Revere Police Department. It is also somewhat of a historic day as we are promoting the first female to the rank of captain, Lieutenant Mangino. The men and women being promoted today sacrificed and studied for many hours to reach this milestone in their careers. I want to commend each of you on your accomplishment and for a job well done. I also want to say thank you to your family members who supported your endeavor. I think they deserve a round of applause, too. I'm sure each of these officers appreciate all your support along the way. Each of these officers being promoted today will be part of the transformation of the Revere Police Department as we continue to become more community policing oriented. The department has been involved with the community through many events, and it's now time to become fully engaged with the community each and every day. Going forward, we will analyze the calls for service and will take corrective action that is necessary to solve the problems and better the quality of life for each and every member of the community whenever possible. I look forward to the help of these newly promoted officers as we move forward and continue to have the city of Revere be the best place to live, work, and visit. We'll announce the officers being promoted when the time comes to call them up. At this time, I'd like to have the Mayor, Brian Arrigo, come up to say a few words, and then we will swear in the officers being promoted and have the pinning of their badges. I'd also like to thank the Mayor for all his support for the department during the budget, the promotions. He has a lot on his plate. Some things take a little longer than they should, but that's just the way it is. So, Mayor, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm honored, obviously, to be here today for the promotion of these 8 fine men and women and members of our police department. As mayor, I am extremely humbled to have the honor to be here today. It's always a special day when I get to recognize and honor some of Revere's most respected and dedicated public servants. When I stand up here to welcome new recruits to our police department, I always ask them to pledge to not only do a great job and a job to the best of their ability, but also to embrace their role as a community ambassador. Our police officers and city leaders have a tremendous responsibility and opportunity to set the example for our youth on how to be a professional, how to conduct yourself in public, how to live a life that is dedicated to serving others. For those standing behind me today, it is clear that acting in that manner is what led each and every one of them to this exact moment. They've all put in the work. They've all dedicated their life to serving and protecting the public. And now it is our time to recognize their efforts. While today's promotions represent a new chapter in all of their lives and their careers, I want each and every one of you to remind yourselves that your role as an ambassador of our community will continue to evolve. As you move up the ranks and take more responsibility, face more difficult challenges, you should remember this very moment. This is the moment that a new chapter was started, and you start your career as an ambassador of our city. You are all people that our children look up to. You're all leaders who are entrusted with keeping our neighborhood safe. It is you who will raise the bar for our community and set an example of how we can work together to make Revere a great place to raise a family. The impact you have all had and will continue to have on the lives of residents every single day will last long beyond a brief conversation. Every traffic stop, every 911 call, every community event, every hello and high five to the children of our community, they impact how our community sees our police department. And I say that all because I was struck the other day when I was reading a column in the Boston Globe which told the story of a Malden police officer. Patrolman Borges is an immigrant from Brazil who came to the U.S. at the age of 5, served as a Marine, and then went on to become a police officer. And one day while he was on a detail, a woman drove by with a Gold Star family license plate. Her father had been killed serving in Vietnam when she was just 15 years old. Officer Borges noted the plate, changed his posture, raised his hand, and stood in a respectful salute as the woman drove by. This quick, small, yet touching gesture reduced the driver to tears. She had no idea who the officer was, but she went back to the police station and told the officer at the front desk her story. That officer let the chief know, and the chief made sure to call Officer Borges into his office, which he thought he was getting in trouble because he went to his office. But the chief let him know how much the resident had appreciated that simple act. And what I love about that story is that it turned a quick act of kindness into a moment that personally connected a resident with their police department. And obviously the officer played his role by showing respect to a resident whose family had served our country. The chief played his role by making sure to recognize the positive impact the officer had on the resident. These actions, and many like them, deserve recognition. Oftentimes, these are the stories that don't get told in the newspapers, the ones that people don't end up knowing about, but absolutely should. So in this next chapter of your career, I have no doubt that you'll have interactions such as these that go unrecognized by the public. But they are absolutely recognized by the residents that you interact with each and every day. As leaders of the Revere Police Department, you will all be called upon to deepen ties with our residents and with the patrol men and women in the department, making sure that they feel recognized and appreciated for the hard work that they do each and every day. I know how daunting a task of building relationships with the community can be, especially during these challenging and turbulent times. But today, that work is more critical than ever. And so I stand before all of you today with a pledge that I will continue to provide the support, the training, and the resources and tools that you all need to keep our businesses and our residents safe. I ask that all of you be candid with me about what those needs are and what I can do to make sure that we continue to keep our community safe. I want to thank each and every one of you for your service and dedication to the city of Revere. I wish you the best of luck in your new positions. I am extremely honored to be part of this ceremony today, and I want to finish up and wrap up by thanking all of the family members that are here today, because you inevitably share your loved ones with the city, with us, and it is an honor to be here today, and I want to congratulate all of you. So with that, we will call upon the clerk to administer the oath.
Before we start, I just want to recognize Executive Officer Terrence Reardon and Captain Collier. We'll start with the sergeants. Officer Robert Zagarella, hired 3/11/13, being promoted to sergeant today. Rob, come over. Officer Jack Dean, hired 3/11/13, being promoted to sergeant today. Patrol Officer John Gagliardi, hired 5/19/97, being promoted today, sergeant. Patrol Officer Joseph Internicola, hired 4/12/2004, being promoted to sergeant today. The clerk will swear you in, and then we'll do the pinning of the badges.
Sergeants, please raise your right hand and repeat after me using your own name after I say aye. I solemnly swear that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon me, Sergeant for the City of Revere Police Department, according to the best of my abilities and understanding, agreeably to the rules and regulations of the Constitution and laws of the Commonwealth. So help me God. Congratulations, guys.
At this time, I'd like to have Sergeant Zagarella's girlfriend, Jen, come up. Sergeant Dean's dad and his daughter, Juliana. Sergeant Gagliardi's mom, Madeline. And Sergeant Internicola's son, Joey, and Inspector Mbemba. Hold on. Zagarella, 64. Dean. Who's doing Dean? 65. Gagliardi. Here you go, Mr. Gagliardi. Can each of the sergeants just pose for a picture while you're doing the pinning? Whatever. Which ones do you need, Sue? Well, I guess we'll have to cancel it.
Yeah, you got it? Yeah, me too.
You got one, Joe? Yeah. Thank you. Congratulations. Being promoted to Lieutenant, Sergeant Patrick Dussault hired on 1/31/2005, promoted to Sergeant 6/14/2013. Also being promoted to Lieutenant, Sergeant Thomas Malone, hired 2/19/95. Promoted to Sergeant 1/14/2005. At this time, I'd like to have Pat's wife, Thea, come up, and Tom Malone's sister, Joanne, come up. Oh, hold on, we have to swear them in, sorry. Thanks, Mayor, you've done 100 of these.
Lieutenants, please raise your right hand and repeat after me using your own name after I say aye. I solemnly swear that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon me as Lieutenant for the City of Revere Police Department, according to the best of my abilities and understanding, agreeably to the rules and regulations of the Constitution and laws of the Commonwealth. So help me God. Congratulations.
You want them to sign the book? Okay, now we'll back up. Pat Dussault's wife, Thea, and Lieutenant Malone's sister, Joanne. Okay. Being promoted to captain, Lieutenant Michelle Mangino and Lieutenant Stephen Ford. Stephen Ford was hired on 6/11/1988, became sergeant on 1/27/91, and lieutenant on 9/27/94. Also, today was the passing of his father, Captain Ford, who was on the auxiliary for over 30 years. And Stephen's going to have his father's badge pinned on him today, so that's very fitting. Lieutenant Michelle Mangino, hired 6/26/94, Sergeant 2/7/2004, Lieutenant 10/21/2010, and the first female to rise to the rank of captain in the Revere Police Department. Ashley.
Captain, please raise your right hand and repeat after me using your own name after I say aye. I solemnly swear that I will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all the duties incumbent upon me as captain of the City of Revere Police Department, according to the best of my abilities and understanding, agreeably to the rules and regulations of the Constitution and laws of the Commonwealth. So help me God. Congratulations, Captain.
Pinning Captain Ford's badge is his wife, Linda, and Captain Mangino's mother, Paula. At this time, we'll have each officer sign the official book. Captain Ford. Captain Mangino. Lieutenant Assault. Lieutenant Malone. Sergeant Zagarella. Sergeant Dean.
Before we break, I just want to tell everyone to invite them out. I want to thank all of them. You want to go? Okay, 55 years ago. 55 years ago, the credit union was led for. I know, but just mention it here. Thank you. Congratulations.
Sergeant Gagliardi. And last but not least, Sergeant Antonicola.
10 police officers. 55 years ago, 10 police officers. You should know that. You like it? Hey, Joe. Sorry. Sorry. Congratulations.
That concludes the ceremony. I just want to, let's give him a big round of applause. Hold on. I want to thank President of the Credit Union, John Kingston. 55 years ago, 10 police officers started the credit union, and John thought it would be fitting with a ceremony this large that the credit union bought the pastry for today's ceremony. So, John, thank you very much. Also, John Squibbs here is on the board. After a couple of pitches, everyone's welcome to coffee and refreshments, and thank you all for coming. One last thing, I'd like to thank the Color Guard, Patrolman Officer Lauria, Patrolman Renee Kephart, Patrolman Duca, and Patrolman Joe Turner.